Earnings season continues to unfold, and you can see here that we have several stocks reporting this week. Now, I looked at this and there were two that caught my eye. Here is Google reporting Tuesday, April 25th, and here's Microsoft also reporting Tuesday, April 25th. So, post the Monday close, but before the Tuesday earnings, I thought I'd come in and give you a taste of what I do in monthly group coaching live. That's the session I have for most of my members that are in my systems, and really break down both of these stocks one after the other. So let's get into it first with Google. So I'm just going to click on Google here. That'll update the chart to the left. And I'm going to go ahead and change this time frame to a monthly chart and start my journey. Now, if you're new here, I'm Hema Reddy, and I use price, time, and momentum trading to boost my trading and that of my tribes. And you'll see there's lots of information here, lots of analysis. Well, some of this is on top of what I had done with students in monthly group coaching live. So we have been seeing Google unfold higher on the monthly chart, lifting up out of the bull support power zone on my RSI power zones. Now, guys, if you have not gotten into my RSI power zones, you are missing out, because this is one of the best ways to be able to take basic price action and sort of amplify and boost it. So those of you in my tribe, keep an eye out on your email. Okay, coming into the end of April, early May, you're going to see some invitations to a special event focusing in on what's called momentum trading. RSI power zones will be the star of the show, and I want you to keep an eye out for that, all right? But just following what's happening on price and momentum, there's this lift higher. So now when I go to the weekly chart, again, all these annotations you're seeing are from Monthly Coaching Live, where I spent a lot more time going through them in detail. Right now, I'm going to kind of give you the immediate overview. Okay, so looking at this weekly chart, you can see that the market's backing off from the 108.94, 109.17. Okay, not a whole lot of other information that is coming in new on the weekly chart. So let's take this down to the daily chart. So again, I'm changing the size of every candle. And if you guys are newer to trading in general, or you want to brush up on your specific candlestick patterns, that's best to dive into my Gann candlestick system. So keep an eye out on your email that brought you this video to see if I've got some information for you there on Gann candlesticks. All right, now we're on the daily chart. So again, I have not looked at this in advance. I'm looking at this fresh here with you, and I see right away a forecast unfolding. So I'm going to draw it and I'll be right back. All right, guys, so here it is. There's a forecast for Google to trade higher into May 5th into about the 112.50 area. Now, how did I come up with that? That's where I used my techniques that I call my lost forecasting trading system. So with this magnet of this price and time forecast pulling on price, here's where I'm seeing things. So again, Google earnings date is tomorrow, April 25th. If Google continues higher into earnings and after, well, there we have the forecast pulling on price. The only thing that will undo this forecast is if price trades below this 99.75 platform. Okay, so right here, it's actually 99.74 is the daily bar low. And you can see that here from March 28th. So on track to trade up towards 112.50 into early May, so long as the 99.74 low holds. Can you see how starting at the monthly chart, working down to the weekly and then the daily allows you to really zoom in on that action and have that precision, guys? Okay, awesome. So I'm gonna do the same thing right now for Microsoft. So coming back to our panel here, I'm going to hit Microsoft. I'm going to populate the monthly chart. Again, I may have gone over this with students in Monthly Group Coaching Live, so any of the annotations are still there. All right, so now that I've got the monthly chart of Microsoft going, you can see it has also been recovering higher, again, with the RSI power zones falling in line with that action. We're going to quickly go to the weekly time frame and look at what's happening in the most recent action here. So Microsoft had been consolidating for a few weeks. That's part of what's highlighted in the yellow, and started to break lower. So broke below these supports, but there's this bigger cluster of support here at 272 area. So right now it's not looking so hot on the weekly chart because it's rolling over after coming back to those August highs, and it's being maintained by the bear resistance power zone, again within those RSI power zones. Let's get to the daily chart to have a most accurate look. All right. So you can see here, this yellow rectangle marks a trading range that was essentially forming. And the market did come and approach the top end of the range, pull back, and is attempting to break lower, but notice we have not seen a substantial closing break below the lows of that range, okay? Essentially the bottom of this yellow rectangle. So while Microsoft is above 272.05, there's room for it to regroup and resume higher. Now, when might that happen? I see yet another forecast. Now, this one is more advanced in that it uses more time and data on the chart, but I'm going to draw that one and be right back. All right, here we have it. So the intersection of these two lines right here, May 18th and about 260, that is the forecast for price to trade down lower into if this low at 272 doesn't hold. Okay, that's a bigger picture forecast based on bigger cycles. So there's a very important area of support here. Again, I keep saying it, but that's the level to watch, is this 272, precisely 272.05. If Microsoft's able to regroup and trade higher, if it breaks above the highs of this prior range, then this forecast would be invalidated. We kind of just set it aside and look for price to continue higher above this 295 area, where it's been quite a barrier. But if Microsoft continues lower into its earnings, continues lower from there, trades lower below, again, 272.05, then there would be room for it to trade all the way down into May 18th down to 260. Again, not necessarily in one straight line, but in a trend move, right? Potentially lower lows and lower highs. So there's our take on Google and Microsoft going from top to bottom, a concept called multi-timeframe analysis. I just did a video on this last week, so take a look if you didn't check it out. And I hope this helps you as you navigate the markets. Whether you trade these stocks or not, this is a great reminder of the various tools at your disposal when you study with me in the HEMA Ready tribe. Catch you next time.